Hi guys, welcome to another vlog. I've been having so much fun vlogging lately. As always, I'm going to take you guys along with me as we continue to get organized, get things done around the house. I do have some more beauty chores to do with you guys. I got a new organizer that I want to put some products and brushes into. I'm feeling a little something in my throat, like I don't know if I have a cold coming on or what, but I want to make some hot tea. I think we have some like immune support tea, so let me find that. Here. Yes, this sounds perfect for what I need right now. It is caffeine free, which is good because it's late afternoon. I do not need any more caffeine right now. Alright, so a little living room update, or should I say cat playroom update, because that is what this room is turning into. And our latest furniture addition are these adorable chairs. We actually found these on the side of the road on our walk yesterday. We examined them. They look to be in pretty good condition. Actually, the wear you see here is just from our cats from the last day that we've had these. I'm telling myself they were free, so it's fine if the cats want to. You can already see their hair on here too. I just thought they were so whimsical and cute, and now we have a little bit more seating in here. Obviously, we still don't have a couch yet. We are taking our time on that one because couches are very expensive, but we have our eye on a few. In the meantime, we're just using our bed as our couch where we watch TV and stuff. But you might also notice we did take the area rug out of this room and actually moved it into our bedroom because we realized that that rug actually matched with our bedding really well. So that's what this rug looks like. The main reason we moved it in here was to keep this room a little bit warmer. We actually haven't had to turn our heat on yet, but I think tonight is going to be the night that we do finally have to turn it on because it's supposed to go below freezing tonight for the first time. I think it's supposed to go down to 30 degrees, so yeah, we're gonna have to probably turn the heater on. We really try to wait as long as possible to turn the heat on because we have baseboard heaters, which are pretty expensive to run. So yeah, we're trying to wait as long as possible. But I think we've now held off as long as we possibly can. We really don't mind bundling up when it's chilly, and it also helps that we both like sleeping in a cold room. And our cats have been extra cuddly lately, which is so sweet. We love it. Every time the winter rolls around, the cats turn into little cuddle bugs, and it's my favorite thing. We've also been loving the standing desk that we put together in the last vlog. It's from Wayfair, and it's been working great for us. It was only about $100, and it actually is the kind with the electronic adjustment. So I felt like most of the ones around this price point or cheaper were just like the manual adjustment standing desks, but this one's been great. Perfect size for this kind of corner of our living room. We also got a walking pad, which is perfect for this little corner. One of my goals for this new apartment was to have a standing desk and walking pad set up to make fitness easy to work into my everyday routine. And Yesol Fitness brought this vision to life. They sent me their W2 Pro walking pad, and they are also the sponsor of today's vlog. So thank you so much to Yesol. We have been using this thing nonstop for the last month or so since we got it, and I've been so excited to tell you guys about it. It's perfect if you live in a small space or an apartment because it's quiet and it takes up so little space. You can also easily move it around. We just leave it here because it doesn't take up much space just in this corner. It's not really in the way, but you can easily slide it under your couch or your bed to save even more space. But I love it because it helps us get our steps in while we're doing computer work. Probably my favorite thing about this walking pad is the auto incline feature. So you can adjust the incline up to 10% with the remote. So you can add even more intensity to your walking, which I think is really cool because a lot of walking pads I've seen don't have that incline feature. So if you're interested in getting one for yourself so that you can enjoy fun cardio with Yesol, use my discount code Sarah Rose at their website, which I've linked below. Thank you so much to Yesol for sponsoring today's video. I am going to get some work done on my walking pad. I just love it because I feel like I'm getting two things done at once. I'm getting my steps in and I'm getting work done. It's just a win-win. Still loving our Vampire Veil candle from Aldi. Okay, going through what was on top of my desk, I cannot decide if I want to open these other two shades of the Singe Beauty lip liners. They sent 3 shades. I only opened one for starters. This is the shade Ambitious Ash, and I have been wearing this so much. It's like a gray taupe. Such a fun shade, very cool toned on my lips, and I surprisingly love it. So I'm trying to decide if I want to open. The other 2 shades I have are Optimistic Oak and Brazen Birch. Let me look online at the swatches and see. I'm really trying to be so picky about makeup I bring into my collection. Okay, so it looks like Optimistic Oak is like kind of a deeper but still kind of cool brown shade. They call it a milk chocolate brown. And Brazen Birch, they describe as a mauve beige. Very up my alley. I don't know if I need another like nude mauvey beige shade in my collection. I feel like Optimistic Oak is unique enough. Let me look at it. I'm so indecisive. All right, so I just compared Brazen Birch just looking at it in the stick. I feel like it's similar to a lot of my other like beigey, mauvey nude colors. So that one I won't open. But I'm really tempted. I think I am going to keep Optimistic Oak. Let me swatch this. I feel so tempted by this one. All right, so Ambitious Ash is on the top. That's the one I've been using. And I just swatched Optimistic Oak below it. So that one does really look like a milk chocolate brown color. I like it because it's not super deep. I do have for like a really dark brown that I can use as a lip liner, the Tower 28 one liner in Draw Me. But that one, yeah, that one's way darker. That one's more of like a dark chocolate kind of color. So, okay, yeah, I'm really into brown lately. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with the decision to keep Optimistic Oak as well, especially given how much I've been using Ambitious Ash. I really think I will get a lot of use out of that one as well. But I will add Brazen Birch to my donate pile, just because I'm really trying to keep my collection pretty small. But at the same time, when it comes to lip liners, I feel like I can use them up pretty quickly. Not like eyeshadows or blushes, which take me years and years to finish. This is my box where I keep donation items. These are unopened, just PR that I've gotten that I won't be able to use. And I do have these 2 brushes, which have been used, but they're clean and they can be donated as well. I just decided to declutter these when I did my last brush washing. I just have plenty of shader brushes, so I decided to pass on this one from e.l.f. It works fine, but I just have other ones I like a little bit better. And then I also, you might be surprised, but I did decide to declutter my Eco Tools. What is this? The soft highlight brush. This is a great brush. I think they discontinued this though, but I actually recently tried a highlight brush I like even better. It's this one from BK Beauty. It's their Nikki LaRose N20. It's a little bit smaller than that Eco Tools one, but very wispy. It is like a duo fiber brush. And I just feel like I get a little bit more control with this one. I'll show them side by side. Yeah, the Eco Tools one I loved for years. It's still great, but I've been finding I like just the slightly more targeted application I get with that Nikki LaRose one. Yeah, I try to be pretty good about periodically decluttering my brushes. Really just whenever I wash them, I go ahead and pick out the ones that I don't need anymore, because brushes are one area where I just do not want to have too much, because then it makes washing them take that much more time. But yeah, this is honestly my donation box. It's mostly Wonder Skin. They've been sending me so many PR packages, which, not complaining, I always appreciate it, but I have a couple things from Wonder Skin that I've tried. They're good, but they've sent a bunch of lip liners. They did send over their new foundation in 3 shades, but I decided not to open any of them because I'm happy with my foundation collection where it is. I actually didn't, they sent a form to opt in to that PR package, and I ended up not opting in, but they still sent it anyway. So I might reach out to them and ask to be removed from their PR list, because they just seem to send packages like once or twice a month, and I just do not need to be accumulating makeup at that rate. So yeah, see, if you look, this is like all Wonder Skin. But what I was saying was I really want to try to be diligent about maybe like quarterly packing up my donations and bringing them to a women's shelter. I need to do some research in the area to find out if there's a women's shelter that takes unused makeup, because would love to be able to donate locally. If anyone in the Philly area knows of one, let me know. If not, if I can't find one, I will send donations to Project Beauty Share. They take unopened and barely used makeup. My latest buy nothing find. I think it's supposed to be like a pencil holder for like office supplies, but I thought this would be perfect for makeup and maybe even some brushes as well. I want to put maybe some of my daily use items in here, maybe use it for Project Pan things, and yeah, let's just see what I can do with this. Okay, so I've been storing my brushes just in these cups that we had. Let's see how many I can fit or how many make sense to put in here first. Thinking the best spot for brushes in here will probably be this top part, but it's kind of deep. Ooh, yeah, it might be a little too deep. There's these 4 small compartments that I'm thinking would be perfect for brushes. So let's see like how many can fit in there. Okay, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze with all of my brushes in here. And also like the bristles are kind of just getting jammed together, which I don't love. So I might just keep them in the yogurt cups for now, because honestly that was working just fine. And they fit really well in there. So maybe just eye brushes would be good in here. Let's try that. Okay, that actually works very nicely. I kind of do like to keep my eye brushes separated by crease and blending brushes, which are all of these. I've always had so many crease brushes, and I wouldn't have it any other way. The only thing is I do have like some, well, I guess that kind of works. Yeah, even my shorter brush, it barely is tall enough. And these are all of my more detail brushes and shader brushes. Anything that doesn't fall under that blending category. I actually think that works really nicely. Then I also have like my tweezers, which can just kind of go on the outside there. I also have my brow scissors and my lash curler. So looking good so far. That'll at least free up this glass, and then for now, I mean, honestly, the rest of my face brushes are all fitting really nicely in these 2 cups. Another thing I don't have a good storage spot for are my powder puffs. So I'm wondering if they also get cat hair on them so easily. I don't even know where it's coming from. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe the one I'm using currently can go here, and then the clean ones that I haven't used yet, can go below. How's that? Yeah, okay. Nice, I like that. I think in this middle part I'll put my scissors. That's probably one of the only things that's tall enough for that section. Another thing I feel like I actually have 2 are these handheld mirrors. Maybe those can also go in this top section. Okay, actually that fits perfectly. That's so nice. All right, and then I'm also thinking I'm gonna put maybe some of my like most frequently used products, like my mascara, my NYX brow pen, things like that. I'll add that in there. Also, these 2 Project Pan items I've been keeping out on top of my desk, mainly so that I can easily track my progress on them, but I actually think this is the perfect spot for those things because I can keep them upright and also keep them from cluttering up my desk. Also have like some hair clips and a scrunchie. I'll put those in that section. Okay, this is looking better already. Some of my Project Pan stuff, though, I will keep in here, like my NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick, my Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize, just because this is where I usually grab for those items. Anyway, my Tower 28 blush, my Fenty bronzer, yeah, those can all stay in here, I think. As far as makeup products go, I'm actually just gonna put all of those in there. The other thing I think I'll put in there is my perfume that's in my Project Pan, the Ellis Brooklyn Apple Love. Last thing I think I might put in here actually is my Revolution Sport Fix, because I also have room right here for that. That's the one setting spray I have at the moment, So it doesn't really need to be in my everyday makeup drawer. Also, I don't really like storing setting sprays on their side because, I mean, I've never had one leak that I can recall, but I'm always worried they're gonna leak being on their side. I guess the same could happen with anything, but because it's so liquidy, I just feel better having it upright. Okay, so here is what I have in here so far. Eye brushes, powder puffs, and I have just this compartment and this one, I think, are the only ones that are empty right now. I'm sure I'll find a purpose for those, but for now, this is so nice. I'm actually really excited about this. So I think it'll be really handy to have a lot of these things just easy to grab right on top of my desk, so yay! Super cool Aldi find. It's an advent calendar that lets you build all these different scenes. So fun.
Giving you like a new bit each day.
$30.
Yeah, not bad. And then there's also this Lego Friends.
Oh my god.
Like a different line is like Lego City, this is like Lego Friends.
I love that.
Yeah. I love they all have
This
pets.
little
They
guy.
all brought their pets
Yes.
to the Christmas party.
You have to have pets.
Chaos. So there you go.
Oh, so cute. Oh, they've got a coffee advent calendar, but it's K-cups. So,
Wow, that's
no
hilarious.
thanks.
If you have this thing,
A tea advent calendar. Oh, I kind of love that. 48.
48, 2 for each day. Oh, yeah.
So we could
You
each
would
have
afford it.
one.
Oh, you can't open
Yeah, it has to be a surprise.
It's like it shows all the winter Pokemon. That's hilarious.
It's adorable.
Promo cards. Oh, 8 promo cards, 6 boosters, 7 fun packs, 2 coins, 2 sticker sheets. Okay.
Cool. Very cool. A lot of cute Christmas decor. Oh, I love these deer. And they have a little 2-pack 3 and 4 foot Christmas tree.
So good.
Yeah. I'm always afraid the flocked stuff is going to get everywhere and the cats are going to eat it, so
Yes.
can't do that. Oh, they've got their Christmas candles out. We're still working on our Halloween one, though. Oh, very cute little ceramic trees. Oh, they're candles, actually.
They can.
I like them just as a decor piece. That's pretty. I like this one, too.
It's a
Oh,
little
that's
more practical.
adorable. This is like my favorite color. Ooh, yum.
It's crushed.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Classic peanut butter and jelly trail mix.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
No. Bluey trail mix. I mean, fluffernutter. Little Lego Christmas ornaments.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, if we do get a true tree, we should definitely get those. The best price I've ever seen tofu. Get a few more coconut milks. Another couple of these. Alright, so we're making dinner. We are making a recipe that we've made before, but it's been a while. It's from a purple carrot booklet. We have kept every single purple carrot recipe that we've gotten and just made them over and over again. This one is all the way back from 2021, back when they had the booklets.
Which we miss,
We do miss them.
but I like the cards.
Yeah, now they just have the individual recipe cards, but in the booklets they would have like every recipe from that week, not just the ones that you got in your box. So you could try all of them with your own ingredients if you wanted to.
Ginger
Love fresh ginger. Alright, so we've got our garlic, ginger, and onion chopped, thanks to Nathan. So I've got the rice going, and now we're going to be putting some things into this pot. I'm going to heat up some oil using grapeseed oil. So first we're adding the cumin seeds, heating those up. And then once those are fragrant, we're adding the onion, garlic, and ginger. Oh, I can't help it. I just get so emotional when we cook together.
Huh?
Alright, so now that our onion has softened up, we are adding curry powder. And I'm just going to eyeball 2 tablespoons. What does that sound like?
That's plenty, yeah.
It's probably more than enough. Oh no, our lens is getting fogged.
It's crying too.
We're all
crying.
losing our composure. Oh yeah. So the recipe calls for turbinado sugar, but we don't have any sugar on hand, so we're just using honey. Adding our lentils, which I did rinse and sort, meaning that I just made sure there were no like rocks or other foreign debris in there. There were not. The recipe calls for beluga lentils, but we are using green lentils.
1 cup water.
Alright, so we're bringing that to a boil, and then we are going to simmer it until the lentils are cooked. Last but not least...
Dal should be ready.
Oof, I'm so hungry. Alright, so lastly we're just adding some lemon juice. You can do fresh lemons or be efficient and use store-bought. And then we're adding some butter.
Oh yeah, and a little bit of salt.
Alright, so we've got that all plated, and last step is to add our tomato chutney. We actually found it at Aldi, which I was not expecting, but they, I guess, seasonally have a couple different chutney type things. This is the spicy tomato and chili.
Which is basically exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah. Good.
Nice.
And we also have some green onion to get rid of, so we're gonna add those on top as well.
Time to try it.
Time to try it. It looks hot.
Mmm. It's not too hot.
Good.
Wow.
Mmm.
It is such a good recipe. Purple carrot recipes are so good. They're not sponsoring this moment. It's so good. Like it tastes fresh, even if you're not using the ingredients that they sent you. Like the recipe's just fresh.
I'll type out the recipe down below if you guys want to try it.
Yes.
It was very easy to make. And honestly, if you wanted to make it even easier, you could do like the pre-minced garlic and the squeezy tube of ginger. You know, like you could cut out even more steps that way. It was honestly very easy.
Yeah.
Like pretty quick.
You just throw it together and let it cook together.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go watch Sinners. So I finally filmed and uploaded my brow glue and brow gel showdown. And so I'm ready to declutter this category because clearly this is way more brow gel than any one person needs. I definitely want to keep a handful of my favorites, but the ones that were not favorites, I think I'll go ahead and pass on unless they're just too old to pass on to anyone. So starting with this one, this is the NYX Control Freak. This is one of those brow gels I just do not see the point of because it does basically nothing. I think if you want like the lightest hold brow gel of all time, just something very, very lightweight, flexible, you won't even feel it in your brows. But for me, this is just not useful, so I'm gonna pass it on. Both of these from NYX I think are too old to pass on to anyone, so I would rather try to use them up. The NYX Brow Glue in Taupe and the NYX Thick It Stick It in Cool Blonde. These are actually some of the only tinted brow gels I have, and I actually do like having them, not necessarily for strong hold or lamination, but when I want kind of an all-in-one brow gel that can tint and give me like medium hold. So I'm going to keep both of these and try and use those up. This is the only other tinted one I have, and this one I'm definitely getting rid of. I did not like this at all. It's the Essence Thick and Wow Fixing Brow Mascara. It was kind of meant to dupe the NYX, I think, but it's nowhere near as good. It's like way too wet and messy and overly pigmented. Also, I just did not like this as much as the NYX one. It's nowhere near as good. It's way too pigmented. I have the shade Caramel Blonde, and it's just way too dark. I just feel like for a tinted brow gel, it needs to not be this pigmented. It's just way too messy. Not a fan of that one. I'm gonna be decluttering that for sure. All right, so here's what we're left with. I definitely want to keep my top handful of favorites because I did purchase all of these with my own money except for the Ardell Brow Glue that was sent in PR. Everything else I bought myself, and so I do want to get my money's worth. So I definitely want to keep the NYX Brow Glue Crazy Lift. This ended up being one of my favorites, so yeah, love this one, definitely keeping that. I also want to keep the Rare Beauty Flexible Lifting Gel. This is actually what I'm wearing in my brows right now, not that you can see it, but I really like this one. It is a little bit more natural looking and flexible than some of the really heavy duty laminating products, but it does still give a really strong hold and a laminated look. It's just not gonna like glue your brows to your face, but I love this one. Definitely wanna keep it and use it up. I also wanna keep and use up the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination Gel. I have the mini size of this. It does actually laminate and give a really strong hold. And I love the wand of this one, that it has a flat side and a bristle side, so you can use the wand to laminate. You don't have to pull in a separate tool. The Ardell Brow Glue is another one of my favorites. I do want to keep this. Definitely has a steeper learning curve than some of the other ones, but it is so good at just like truly gluing and laminating your brows into place. So I'm gonna keep that one. This one was a letdown for me. I thought it was gonna be like an even cheaper version of the Ardell Brow Glue because the packaging looks so similar and it says laminating effect, but it really is more of a light to maybe medium hold. Medium is being a little bit generous. It just doesn't really suit my needs, but I do think if you are just looking for a simple clear brow gel and you don't really want something laminating, this would be a really good option because it is so affordable. I would definitely recommend this over a lot of more expensive ones if you're just looking for that kind of traditional brow gel. This one was a huge disappointment as well. The REM Beauty Space Shape Brow Gel has a really cool wand. You can see it has like a doe foot kind of tip, and then the back is a nice spiky brush. Great design, but as far as actually holding my brows in place, lifting them, it really doesn't do that. It is very light hold in my opinion. Like, I would honestly recommend the LA Colors one over this. Also, if you calculate the cost per ounce of this, it is so expensive, more expensive than any other one I tried. So yeah, kind of a ripoff. I would not recommend this one. Decluttering. The Live Tinted Hue Brow was also a big letdown to me, although it is a much better value per ounce than the REM. I do like the wand on this one as well. It has those two flat sides that would make a really good brush for laminating, but the formula just does not have any hold in my opinion. It just doesn't suit my needs. I really don't use brow gels like this day to day, so I am gonna pass that on. I did really like the e.l.f. brow laminating gel. It does look really white and scary, like you would think it would leave white residue or flakes in your brows, but it really doesn't for me as long as I don't apply too much of it and don't get too much of it on my skin around my brows. It's totally fine. And like I said in the brow glue video, the key with any kind of brow glue or laminating product, if you're struggling with white flakes, is to apply them to clean brows. So you don't want to have skincare, sunscreen, foundation already on your face when you go in with this type of thing. If you do already have sunscreen on, especially sunscreen, that's often a culprit, you can just wipe over your brows with like a washcloth or a microfiber towel if you have one, just to kind of clean and remove any residual product from your brows. And that will go a really long way in preventing the kind of, white cast or white flakes that can often happen with these types of products. I usually will apply this before I have any other product on my face, except maybe like I'll have my moisturizer on, but I don't have sunscreen on yet. I don't have foundation on yet. I really haven't had any white flakes or any problems with that since I started doing that. And I definitely also want to keep the Urban Decay Slick Day Brow. I love this. This one is also really good at slicking down and laminating. I love the brush on this one. Very like fine tooth comb, and it's great at just gripping and coating every hair. And I love that I can also use the brush to press my brow hairs into place. Okay, so keeping 8, getting rid of 5. I feel like I probably should get rid of more, but like I said, I did purchase most of these myself except for the Ardell. So I just want to try to use up as many of them as I can. I'll probably just kind of work on them one by one. Except for the 2 tinted ones, I'll kind of just keep on rotation since they're both different. They kind of serve a different purpose to me than the clear ones. So let's see how many of these I can pan next year. This is going to be a big category that I want to whittle down. But I am decluttering 5. I definitely feel good about decluttering all 5 of these. I will not miss them at all. So yay! I'll probably do something similar to this with eyeshadow primers once I'm finished with that showdown. But yeah. I still feel like this is so many, but it's okay, you know? I'll use them up. Okay, so now that I've had this organizer for a little while, I wanted to show you where everything ended up because I've definitely moved things around as I've just kind of used it more. One thing I kept the same was my eye brushes. I have my crease and blending brushes in this compartment, and then here I have more detail brushes, packing brushes, anything that's not a blending brush. I have my pencil sharpener in here. Over here I just have some miscellaneous tools like a spoolie, a brow tool, a beauty spatula, and my brow scissors. I really don't trim my brow hairs that much anymore. I used to, but I kind of just prefer them full length now. I feel like it gives me the most bang for my buck out of each brow hair, you know? At least with the way that I do my brows now. I also have my tweezers. I do pluck stray hairs in my brows. Then in the middle I have my handheld mirrors and my eyelash curler. Over here I have my powder puffs. I might just have realized I'm not really a powder puff person, but I have the one that I'm currently using in the top and then these 3 which are clean on the bottom. So the reason I'm just not so into powder puffs is because they get cat hair stuck to them. I mean, you can see right there. I just cannot seem to avoid that. I mean, I guess, you know, putting them in a drawer would probably be the best way to prevent it because it wouldn't be exposed. I don't know, I just don't find myself even using my powder puffs. I just always use a brush. So maybe I just don't need to use powder puffs. I don't know, but I did go through a big phase where I was super into them last year. And I'm trying to remember now, where was I storing them? I guess I was storing them in a drawer and therefore they were not getting as much cat hair on them. Okay, I probably just need to store these in my everyday makeup drawer. I'll find a better place for them, but just to keep them shielded. Okay, well that frees up some more space. I'll just leave those empty for now and then see if a need arises for either of those spots. Then I just have some makeup products that I like to have quick access to. My Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer, which is in my project pan. My Revolution Wrap Lash Mascara, which is just the one I'm using right now. I think it will be expired in December. Something I'm testing, it's the What's Up Beauty Sophista Balm in the shade Sicilian Silk. This feels really nice though, kind of a cross between an oil and a balm. They say you can use this at night too, so I think that's probably what I'll use it for as like my nighttime lip treatment after I finish the current one that I'm using. But I've also just been using it as like a pre-makeup lip treatment and it feels really nice. ColourPop also sent a PR package, which has never happened before. I was very excited. They let me select like 5 products, I think, of my choice to receive from this like really long list of their products. And I guess some of those things ended up not being in stock, so they replaced a lot of them with, like, for example, this was actually one thing they sent that I didn't request. I intentionally didn't select any palettes because I'm just really trying not to collect any more palettes, but I decided to put it into my No Pan Left Behind and try it out, just see if I end up liking it. I've now used every shade in here. Most of the shades I've used twice now, and I am in love. I'm actually so happy I ended up receiving this because I wouldn't have picked it for myself, like I said, but I love it. Anyway, this is one thing I did request because I was curious to try this ColourPop Pretty Fresh Lock It In setting spray. I really love testing setting sprays and just finding which ones actually do anything. I've been trying this one on just one half of my face. So far I haven't noticed much of a difference, but I also haven't been giving my makeup really like hard days of wear, so I'm just gonna keep testing it on one half of my face until I can determine if it makes any difference at all. I will say I noticed that this does not contain alcohol, which many setting sprays do. It's kind of part of what makes most setting sprays effective at locking down your makeup. One that is alcohol free that I love but is very expensive is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. That one is incredible and somehow doesn't contain any alcohol. Anyway, so there's that one. I'm also, I don't know, I think I might finish this by the end of this year, but it's the Makeup Revolution Sport Fix Lasting Hold Fixing Spray. Makeup Revolution makes some really good setting sprays. Then I have some brow products I'm trying to use as much as possible. Actually, I want to pull in also my Patrick Ta. I want this one up here as well. I have my Wonderskin Brow Stain. I have the shade Blonde in this, and I've been trying to use it for the past few days just to get some more use out of it. Maybe want to try to use this up. That is something I'm just trying to use more. And then these two are some of my oldest brow products, so I'm trying to use those up soon. I think the Thick It Stick It is running pretty low as it is. Then this is the next clear brow gel I want to use up. It's the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination. So for my clear brow gels, I'm just kind of trying to use up one at a time, and I'm prioritizing the more expensive ones and the ones I've had the longest. So that's my everyday like clear brow lamination product, and then if I want something tinted and a little bit just faster, kind of a one-step tinted brow gel, I'll use one of these. I was keeping my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen stored in here upside down, but it was getting so leaky when I stored it upside down, so I decided to go back to keeping it on its side, and it has not been leaking since then. So that's most. Did I show you everything? Oh, and then here I have some scrunchies and some hair clips. So yeah, really happy with this little organizer. It's made, because there are always just certain things I feel like don't make sense to keep in my everyday makeup drawer where I have most of my everyday products, but some things I just want to have easy access to. While I have you here, I want to take the stopper out of this. This is the Sigma Lip Oil in the shade Tint, and it is, look at it, I mean, it's like basically empty. I'm not able to get anything else out, so I'm going to take the stopper out because I can definitely tell that there is some stuck like right underneath the stopper. I like to wait until the absolute last minute to remove stoppers from things, because if you do it too soon, you're just going to have a gloopy, sticky mess on your hands. And so I like to wait until I really can't get anything else out with the applicator. Okay, so over the years, I've found just the easiest way to remove stoppers is just with a pair of scissors or anything like this, but you just want to get it under the sort of lip down in there and just pop it right out. Yeah, that's the easiest way. Yeah, so you can see there's really not much left in there. But what I'm gonna do is, there's a little bit kind of on the outside of this stopper, so I'm just gonna scrape that off. And then, as I suspected, there definitely is some product you can see kind of collected up right below where the stopper was, so I'm just going to, again, kind of use my doe foot to scrape all of that together. Yeah, look at that. I definitely have a few more uses left for tonight, and then I think it'll probably be finished after that. So that is just so satisfying. I love using up lip products. I think from now on, I'm just going to try and have one lip product at a time that I'm working on finishing, at least one at a time. I've actually been working on this one and the e.l.f. Sun Boss Gloss for the last couple of weeks, and I honestly don't mind having two different ones to rotate through, because I have like an SPF gloss for the daytime and then this one for when I'm just at home. Yeah, I feel like lip products are one area where I can really use up products if I put my mind to it. And you might say, like, why don't you just call it done when you can't get anything else out? Like, why bother removing the stopper? You know, it's extra work, it can be messy. In my opinion, like, in order to be able to recycle this, I usually will drop off my beauty empties at the Ulta recycling box. I'll link the information on that down below, but there is like a specific list of items they will accept. And things like this they'll accept, but you have to clean them out. You can't just like even like this, it would be too dirty to drop it off there. I would have to do my best to clean it out anyway. So I figure if I have to do that anyway, I might as well just use all of that excess product in there. So from like a did I get my money's worth standpoint, sure, I think I have gotten all of the value's worth out of this product at this point. Like 2 to 3 more uses, not a big deal. But if I'm gonna have to clean it out anyway, I'd rather use the product than just like throw it out. First up, wanted to share, because I know I mentioned in my last empties video I was looking for a good hand cream, and quite a few of you recommended the Gold Bond hand creams, so I got this one to try. It's the Crepe Corrector hand cream. And I definitely was feeling like my hands were looking too crepey for a 30-year-old. I just have such chronically dry hands, like even the palms of my hands. I've always had like relatively dry hands. And so I feel like I really need to stay on top of my hand skincare because, as we know, hands are one of the first places to show signs of aging because they just see so much of the sun. They just take such a beating throughout the day. I haven't had a set of press-on nails on in a while because one of my fingers, when I had my last set of press-on nails on, it was this set from Salon Perfect, very cute nails. But these nails, I don't think I'll ever try press-on nails from Salon Perfect again because the nails themselves I think were too flimsy. One of the nails bent backwards while stuck to my real nail. Oh my god, that was the most painful thing outside of slamming this finger in a door a year ago. This finger just can't catch a break. The nail had been perfectly healed for months, and so I started wearing press-on nails again. And this one, because these nails were so long, I think, and not like the strongest plastic, it just bent backwards. But the glue I used was strong enough that the nail stayed stuck to my real nail, but it took the real nail with it when it bent backwards. And so my nail was lifted up from the nail bed well, at first it was like about halfway down my entire nail bed. Now it's all grown out again, so I think it's safe to venture back into press-ons. So let's take a look at, I forgot I had these. The options I have. I actually have a lot of options. Wow. More than I remembered. Okay. I'm sitting around thinking, wow, I really don't have that many options for press-ons. Well, like, look at all this. Okay, so some of these I know I won't do because I want to save them for other times. Like, I know these Glamnetic Polar Night nails I want to save for, like, New Year's time. I think that would be perfect. And then these red ones, I think I want to save these either for Christmas or Valentine's Day. I think I'm kind of between these three. These are the Kiss Classy nails. I don't know, I'm not that into this design. But that's another one I might save for around the holidays because it's so glittery. And then this is like a nude set from, this is the Kiss Impress. So it just has the adhesive tab already on there. Thinking I'll use these when I don't want my press-ons to last a long time. So I have these Kiss Bear But Better. These look really nice for the fall. I forgot that I had these. It's that nice kind of vampy color, but they are like kind of clear at the bottom, so they look a little more natural, in theory. These are the ones I was thinking I would do. These are the Glamnetic Maple Glaze. It looks like there's two missing, but I just took them out. They're like inside of there now. These are also, I mean, they're just kind of a nude color. I'm kind of thinking, like, are they going to be too close to my natural skin color? Will they look weird? I don't know. But there's those. They do look really pretty. That's what I was thinking I would do. And then I also have these fun cobalt blue ones. That actually is the name of the shade, cobalt blue. I love this color. And I think this, I don't know, this would work for fall too. Don't you think? I think I'm going to go for the pair that feels the most quintessential fall, and I think I'm going to actually go with these. And I thought I would walk you guys through my press-on nail routine. It would probably be better to use my own tools, like nicer tools, but I typically will just use what comes with the nails. So first things first, I'm going to push back my cuticles. I also need to trim my nails. I'm not going to trim them all the way down. I'm going to leave maybe like 0.5 millimeter of each one, just because I feel like if my nails are grown out just a little bit. It gives the fake nail just a little bit more to adhere to. Next, I always file my nails just lightly because it helps the press-on nails stick better. I've really found that when it comes to press-on nails, the prep is the most important thing. Like, if you want your nails to last, you don't want to skip out on these steps. If you want them to last really long, I've heard the best way is to do the press-on nails right before bed. I'm not doing that right now, but sometimes I will try and do them right before bed. Like, I'll make sure that I've already washed my face and everything so that I can just go straight to bed, and then my nails don't get wet until the next morning. But I've also done it just at all times of day, and it's been fine. Also, first thing I want to do is find a match to each of my nails so I can have them lined up ready to go. One of my thumbs is actually a little bit wider than the other, but most of the time press-on nail kits will have numbers on the back. So yeah, this is a 3. You can't really see it, but on the tip there's just a little number 3. Remembering these Kiss nail sets usually don't have enough sizes. Says, yeah, the smallest size this has is 13, and I have itty bitty pinky nails, so yeah, I'm gonna have to probably trim that down quite a bit on the sides because, yeah, that's annoying. Okay, so I found the best match for each finger, but quite a few of these, the index fingers, the middle fingers, and the pinkies, I'm gonna have to trim down. When I do glamnetic nails, I never have to do this, but I'm going to just literally take my nail clippers and cut off like a good portion of the side there and see how that does. Okay, so then I just need to do a little bit off this side. That should fit pretty well. Yeah, and then I will just take my nail file and smooth it out so there's no weird jagged edges. I've really found it's important not to use nails that are too big for your nail beds, because if you do, there will be air bubbles underneath, they just won't stick well. So even though it is annoying to have to trim and file them down, it definitely goes a long way in just keeping the nails on as long as possible. I've actually done a pair of these Kiss Bare But Better nails before. They were a different shape, but they were the same kind of material. They're thinner than most press-on nails, so they're supposed to just look more real, or like more like your real nails. And I did find that to be the case with the other set that I did that was more of a nude set. Yeah, this one's way too big. There's also usually kind of a jagged piece on the tip of each nail that I like to file down. Alright, and since the Kiss nails don't come with one of these, I stole this from one of my glamnetic nail sets. But before we put the nails on, this is the last thing I need to do. And it's just a little alcohol wipe. You can also just use like alcohol that you have at home if you don't have one of these, but it is a really good idea to just completely dry off the nail, remove any like oil or like dust from when you filed them, just really to make sure they are nice and clean. These nails did come with some glue. I am not going to be using this because I really, ever since I tried this, I much prefer this brush-on glue. It's the AOA Super Nail Glue. It was like $1 or so on Shop Miss A. I know Glamnetic also makes a brush-on glue that a lot of people love. I will say, of the glues that come with nails, the Kiss Pink Gel works the best. Like, it does work really well. I just find that the brush-on is the best way to get an even application of glue. This is a good thing to keep in your purse if you lose a nail, just kind of as a backup glue though. And then one last tip is I always apply the nails to my dominant hand first. I'm right-handed, so this way I'll be using my non-dominant hand before they have nails on them, so it'll just be a little bit easier. And I like to start at the pinky and then work my way to the thumbs. I will just take a small amount of glue on the fake nail Just brush it on evenly, and then also an even thin layer on my real nail. And then I press them down into my cuticles, kind of like as far as it'll comfortably go. And then I hold it down, pressing firmly for about 30 seconds. Pressing side to side, just really trying to have no air bubbles in there. These nails make it easy to see if you have any air bubbles because they are kind of clear. And that time I got a little bit of glue leaking out the side, so I just took my alcohol wipe and wiped it away. I feel like that one looks kind of crooked. Oh my god, it looks really crooked. Oh well. I might be able to file it a little bit. But also, this finger just kind of is crooked, so maybe it's pretty bad. Okay, continuing on. Okay, those look really pretty, very autumnal. This one definitely did end up crooked. I feel like I'm usually pretty good about that, but it can be hard with these long almond nails not to get at least one of them kind of crooked. But I think it's okay, it doesn't look terrible. So I'm gonna go do my other hand and then I'll come back to show you the final result. Okay, so the nails are all on. I think they look so nice. I'm really glad I went with these, even though they were a lot of work to file down and everything. They just look so pretty for fall. And this one looks super crooked, so I'm gonna try to file it a little bit to one side to hopefully give the illusion that it's not so crooked. Okay, so it's not perfect, but I think it is a lot better, this one, than it was. I sort of just took a little bit off of this side and the top. And what I've been doing with leftover nails is just keeping the ones that would fit at least one of my fingers, and then I will put the rest in a separate baggie to give away. And last time I posted a bunch of just like mismatched press-on nails in our Buy Nothing group. So I'm going to go through and sort out the ones that might fit some of my nails. Alright, so of all the ones left, these are the ones that fit at least one of my nails. These are the ones that do not. So the ones that do fit me are going to go in this baggie, and this is where I have kept all the unused nails from past sets that I've done that will fit at least one of my nails. So I might in the future do kind of like a Franken set of nails where I just put together a bunch of different colors. So these are getting added in there. And then I'm going to start a new bag of nails I can't use. And so as I continue using up more sets of nails, I'm just going to put together all the leftover nails in here and then hopefully gift them to someone who could use them. Put on a little more lip oil for good measure. Okay, I am so happy with how these nails turned out. Just the perfect kind of vampy fall color. Love them. I am still fully in fall mode. I'm not ready for Christmas decorations. There have been some years in the past where I've been just like ready for Christmas November 1st, but I'm just enjoying the pumpkins a little while longer. It's still like peak fall outside, like the leaves are still changing colors and it's just, it looks so fall out there. I love it. But I feel like because of that, it's too early. I don't want to rush winter or Christmas. I just want to enjoy the fall. So I just love these. We'll see how well they hold up. I feel like I start being annoying with my hands as soon as I put fake nails on because I just want to tap everything. I just want to point at everything. I feel so cute. But I'm going to try to rein it in. I think I'm going to close out the vlog here, but thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely have more vlogs on the horizon, especially as we get into the holidays. Thank you again to Yes Soul Fitness for sponsoring today's video. Again, don't forget to check out their website if you're in the market for any sort of exercise equipment, walking pads, stationary bikes. They have quite a few options. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and hopefully I'll talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye!